What if you had the smartest Wi-Fi? If you did, it'd be Xfinity and it'd come with their best state-of-the-art equipment. It would boost speeds to the devices that needed them most, whether you were streaming, gaming, or gaming while pretending to work. It would even power your mobile connection so you could bring faster, secure Wi-Fi speeds with you where you use it most. If you had the smartest Wi-Fi, everything would work together seamlessly to keep you connected. Xfinity. Imagine that. Restrictions apply.
Hey everybody, welcome to another edition of the Jayhawker Podcast. My name is Nate Bukaty. Very excited for a big episode today that I know you're going to want to watch and listen to. I want to thank our sponsors, as always, Xfinity. Get the nation's smartest Wi-Fi from Xfinity. Imagine that. And also, the University of Kansas Health Systems. We thank our sponsors helping us get our next guest. This man has become the fan favorite here at Allen Fieldhouse. He has won over the fans in Allen Fieldhouse as quickly as any basketball player I've seen come through these doors, and I've been watching KU basketball for a long time. I got gray hair, so I've seen a lot. Melvin Council Jr. They told me I was supposed to bark right when I had you in. I don't even know. I got to work on the bark. I think you got to teach me the right technique and everything. But the Dawg, man, how's it going? Thanks for joining me. I appreciate it.
Thanks for having me. It's going good. Can't complain. God is good all the time. I'm just happy to be a Jayhawk.
So a Jayhawk and a Dawg. I mean, that's it. When you score, when you get announced at the field house, the whole crowd does it. I know when you announced that you were coming to the University of Kansas, you said you're either a dog or you're dog food, right?
Yep.
So I want to kind of get into the origins of the Dawg, Yeah. I will say this, too. I've got a puppy dog in my house right now. That's what my family, we brought a puppy home for Christmas. I'm dealing with a young dog right now. When did the dog start coming out in you? Like, when did this mindset begin for a young Melvin Council Jr.?
I would say just being overlooked growing up and stuff like that. Being from Rochester, small town, nobody didn't know what it was. Or we go out of town, play AAU games, and teams is bigger than us, ranked, and then we just that's where that dog came. But it started in JUCO. I started saying it in JUCO, but it wasn't that big, and then I got the same Bonaventure. My teammates was calling me out, and I used to play everybody one-on-one, and I beat everybody, and I just started saying on social media and started blowing up from there.
Let's go back to growing up in Rochester, because you're in the state of New York,
Yeah.
But it's a long way from New York City,
Right.
right? Did you go play a lot of tournaments down in the metropolitan area of New York City as a kid? When did that understanding of, well, I'm from a smaller town compared to all these dudes, when did that kind of start to hit you?
I would say like just expanding and traveling outside of Rochester. That's where it hit me. I don't think I never played in New York City. I always played like Virginia, Carolina, Memphis, Houston. Like I always went out of there. I don't think I actually played in New York for AAU.
So when you played in these other places, what was that experience like? You could hear it from the other teams, like, who are these guys?
Yeah,
Rochester.
yeah, most definitely. And I was always the one. They're asking my parents like, who this kid? He got enough talent to play with us, stuff like that. I always used to hear that after the games because I try to put on my best. I don't care who you is, 110%. Even though I had a small AAU team. We wasn't big or nothing like that. It was a lot of kids that was bigger than us, and we thought they was older than us, but they were the same age. It was just all about heart at the end of the day.
Hey, listen, I'm 5'8" at my biggest, so I know what that life is like. When did you grow to as tall as you are now? Did that happen early on in life, or because I know in the basketball world you're not a tall guy, but compared to the rest of us,
I would say probably when I was probably 14, 15, I was like taller than everybody, so I was just like running to the basket every time.
Yeah.
Because I was a shooter back then, because I was small, so that's the only thing I could do. But once I got taller than everybody, I just started playing the game easy, just making layups.
That's interesting to hear you say that you were a shooter, because we're going to get to that performance against North Carolina State, and you've really taken a big step forward, at least statistically, as an outside shooter this year as well. So we'll get back to that in a minute, but I kind of want to go through the progression. So New Rochelle. I spent some time in the Stamford, Connecticut, New York City area. New Rochelle's right there on the north side. What was that life like for you when you went to JUCO there?
That life was pretty rough, but it made me become who I am today. Because I didn't know that there was a D1 JUCO in New York State. A lot of people don't know. I actually committed to Niagara Community College before I committed to New Rochelle. And then, the coaches, they wanted me bad, but they didn't release my paper. Then they had to release my my letter of intent. So that's how I went to New Rochelle, because I didn't know it was a D1 JUCO. And then when I got there, it was right there in the city, like downtown area, and I just made it my second home.
I mean, going from Rochester to, you're basically in New York when you're in New Rochelle.
Yeah.
Did you like the lifestyle? Did you dislike, because that's a lifestyle adjustment, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, I love the lifestyle because I know what I had to do to provide for my family. I had to be away, sacrifice. It was just, I didn't know it was going to be that, like, good and crazy in New Rochelle. I thought it was going to be, like, dry, but it was actually amazing, and I'm still talking to people that work there to this day, still talking to students that's still at that school to this day.
So you make a couple more stops before you end up at the University of Kansas, most of them on the East Coast. Yeah. So what did you know about Kansas? You know what I mean? Like, what did you think about Kansas? What did you know about Kansas before you came out here?
They're going to hate me for saying this, but I was a Duke fan growing up. So all I watched was Duke basketball. Coach K was my guy. So I didn't know nothing about Kansas at all. Like, I didn't even know Joel Embiid played here. Paul Pierce played here. I did not know anything. My dad was a Kansas fan.
Really?
It. Yeah, that's the only thing I could say is my dad was a Kansas fan.
Did he tell you much about what he knew about Kansas?
Not really, because I was into Duke, so he probably didn't know.
Yeah. Well, it's funny they say, because you've probably picked up on it now. They don't love Duke around here, do they?
Not at all.
But that's a healthy respect because they're two of the greatest programs in the history of basketball. So when you got out here, did it take you very long to figure out, like, oh, wow, this is a program that's got the same kind of history, as good as anybody else out there?
When I came on my visit, Coach Self was telling me about the crowd and the intense, but, that's what every coach try to preach, like the fans. But I didn't believe him. But now he was telling the truth, and it's crazy.
Do you remember the aha moment? Like, was it the first time you walked out there or during a big game at the Fieldhouse?
I would say the late night in the fall. That was a big moment because, like, I was nervous. I know my first three touched the other side of the backboard, and it was crazy.
It's I know Coach Self, as long as I've known him, has always been very concerned. I don't know if that's the right word. He wants to have a good crowd at late night because he knows that's going to be the first glimpse a lot of guys get of what the energy is really like. And it is crazy to think that's for a practice, right?
Right.
But how long did it take you before going out on that? I mean, I would assume, do you still get butterflies a little bit when you go out there? I mean, it's got to be exciting.
I mean, the last time I got butterflies was against UConn, but now I'm used to it now.
Yeah. And as I said in the intro here, man, I don't know that I've seen a player win over the fans faster than you have. I mean, obviously the fans here love the players, but there's sometimes you can tell there's a connection.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's because a guy gets a ton of hype coming in, and let's be honest, that wasn't you. That was, we know Darren was the guy with a lot of hype, and obviously deservedly so. But boy, the fans, when they learned about you, when they connected with you, can you feel that love? I mean, that's got to be a special feeling for you.
Yeah, most definitely. The fans is our biggest like hero. They don't even understand how much they do to us and like bring the energy, and like we play off them, and when we have stretch, when we don't like make a run, or I got to get the fans group going because that's how we going to get going, So that's what I be trying to just get the crowd into it.
I always think about sometimes in my job I get to get up on stage in the Power and Light District, and there'll be thousands of people out there, and I'm just trying to get them pumped for whatever's about to come on stage. Just that feeling of it, you yell something and everybody yells it back. It's a rush. It makes me think, man, what it must be like to be a rock star, write your own song and have everybody else singing the lyrics. That's kind of what you are after you score an N1 in front of the student section and you look up at them. They're all reacting to you. Can you describe what that feeling is like?
Oh, man. That's a special moment right there, like I can cry, I can do this, I can do that, but, like, I just never thought, me being from Rochester, New York, that, like, I have a moment like that, you know? Like, that's just an unreal moment that, like, I just want to take in.
So a journey like that is remarkable, but it's also kind of what the history of Kansas basketball is all about. Guys coming from all over the world and then all of a sudden finding a place here. It takes a little bit of luck, right? Some things have to line up the right way, but it also takes effort on your part. When you think about that journey, is there a moment or two that you're most proud of, like a time when either you stuck it out through something that you didn't think you could, or you made a decision? Because there's got to be a lot of those along the way to take that journey from Rochester to here.
Yeah, the moment that I always carry is, it's a team called Albany City Rocks. I went out, me and my mom, we drove to Albany to try out. It was like an EYBL team. You know, I made the team, but I made the B team. And I just remember them saying, you know, if he killed this league, he could move up to the A team. And me and my mom wasn't going for it. And that moment just stuck with me to this day. Like, I just got to keep proving everybody wrong.
Mm-hmm. So what did you do?
I went back home, played on the local team, and we ended up playing them in Memphis, and we beat them by like 40.
That same B team that
it was the A team.
You played the A team.
Played against the A team. Yeah, we beat them bad in Memphis, and that's just the chip on my shoulder that I got to this day.
To this day.
Yeah.
Every time you talk to a great athlete, they've got a story like that, right? Something that they go back to. It's funny that to get personal, my son playing high school sports right now had a similar moment, and I said, hey, you get to decide how this is going to define you. Are you going to give up? Are you going to take what they said, or are you going to prove them wrong? If you use it as your rocket fuel, it actually could propel you, right? What do you remember about that game against them when you beat them by 40?
I just know that I was excited, like it was just, I was just happy, because like that's the team that I wanted to play for. That's the team that I thought was the best team in New York State. Mm-hmm. That was the team that had the size, that had everything, athletic people that's already going D1 just because who they are. And then when we beat them, it was just like, we just did that. Like, we could play at the top of the top.
Do you remember how many points you had in that game?
Oh, I think I had about like 30, 40.
Okay.
I think it was 50. I don't know, but I had a lot of buckets that game.
You were on fire.
Yeah, I had a lot of buckets.
Were you just taking it to the rack? Was like
everything?
Everything.
That was a statement game right there.
Okay. But you didn't hit 9 threes in that.
Nah.
Because I know you said that was your career high.
Yeah.
Against North Carolina State.
Yeah.
Man, that was one of the all-time performances, that I think a lot of us have seen, and there have been some great ones at the University of Kansas. And I know I listened to the post-game interview. You talked about that you'd been working with Mario Chalmers a little bit on your shot right before that. Tell me about how that relationship came about.
He got my number from Coach Self, and then like we were just texting, and he was just telling me like, hey, be aggressive, like shoot the rondo shot, like believe in your shot, just giving me encouragement and stuff like that. And then like he was just saying stuff that my dad would tell me, but hearing from him is like a different story. He's a superstar. He got a ring and stuff like that. So just hearing him say the same thing my dad's saying is just like, okay, like I could take the cloud off my back and just play my game. Like, don't care what nobody says or nothing like that.
Man, that's the universal truth. If my dad told me something, I might listen. Yeah. But if somebody else said the same thing, and especially if that person had, has had a resume to him, it hits a little different. Did you know? You mentioned that you didn't know much about Kansas. You knew Duke. Did you know much about Mario?
No, I did not at all.
How much you know about him now? You know about the shot, right?
Yeah, okay. Definitely.
Yeah, he had some performances. I remember one, if you get a chance, in the Big 12 championship game that same year they won the national title. It was a shootout, if I remember, went to overtime, and he must have hit 5 big three-pointers through the course of that. And it was like every time the team needed a shot, he was there, and he had that mentality. But he was on a team kind of like you with a lot of guys that could score. And I'm kind of wondering, because I've heard you talk about shot selection, how when it's time to look for your shot, how when it's time to defer, because that's a challenging thing when you got a bunch of guys on the floor that can score.
Right. I would say just in the right moment, or if they give it to me, shoot it, or if I know I got an easy way to shoot the basket, to the ball, to the basket, shoot it, or just letting the game come to me, playing my role. That's really it.
Yeah. Have there been any other famous Jayhawk alums that have reached out to you since you've been here? It seems like there's always a few coming through the games, you know.
I know
but
a lot of, like, Mario Little. He texted me.
Yeah.
Even Devin Neal, the football player.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, he DM'd me. He texted me.
Nice.
Billy texted me on Instagram. Yeah, just
it's kind of cool to be in that kind of a family now, right?
Right.
Do you feel like, because and one of the things I wanted to ask you about, because it is a different world now where with the transfer portal and things, you know, people get on multiple stops. We don't get a chance to always see a guy go from a freshman to a senior. Right. We hear it from the other side, what it's like for the coaches and the fans. What's it like being a guy that's been through that process? You know, how would you describe what it's like when you got multiple stops in your college career?
I mean, just, you know, I would say just take everything in, because it's not going to last long. You just got to do everything that you got to do in college, because, you know, you can't look back. You got to keep moving forward. That's what I try to just do.
What and while enjoying your time, what are some of the things that maybe have stood out to you about just being here? Whether it's the basketball program, the campus in general, the city, maybe a pleasant surprise or two for you about being here.
Probably like going to the grocery store, talking to fans, taking pictures with them. That's
really?
It. Yeah.
Some people would hate that. Like, you're trying to go do some shopping and you're getting bothered by people.
Yeah,
you like it?
Yeah, I love it. Yeah.
Yeah. Does that happen a lot? You get noticed every time you go out?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And sometimes sometimes when I'm probably, I won't say having a bad day, but like something happened, I probably like throw my hoodie on, not to be seen, but I'm always being seen. So, you know, and I don't want to be that guy to not take a picture with nobody, because I know how that feeling is.
Has anybody ever done that to you? Like when you were a kid?
Yeah, when I was young. Yeah.
Got names?
I don't think I have names, but
okay.
Yeah.
You remember getting big time before, though.
Yeah.
Is that a weird feeling to go from, like, because you talk about being the guy with the chip on your shoulder from Rochester that's always overlooked, to now you can't go anywhere without, you're the big man on campus. I mean, is that a weird thing a weird life to live when it's been so different most of your life?
It definitely is, you know. It definitely is. Like, I didn't know that it would hit me in college. You know, I know I was going to be special, but it's like things is moving too fast. Well, you know, I'm managing it well, though.
You staying humble.
Yeah.
You gotta have that confidence, but stay hungry and humble at the same time.
Most definitely.
Right? Is there, so one of the big things that I was told, you know, and I remember reading about you when you came in, was this guy's got a little Tyshawn Taylor to him. I'm sure you've heard that a bunch of times. And I'd be honest with you, almost every time I hear a comp, I just kind of go, all right, you know, we'll see, you know, because everybody's different. You're a different person, different player. But, man, as soon as I saw you play, I saw what they were talking about. Do you see that at all? Did you hear that? What are your thoughts when people throw that name out at you?
You know, that's my big bro right there, you know. So, like, I love the comparison. He was a legend here. So, if you're going to compare me to him, so be it. I love it. You know, I don't want to be like, oh, no, I'm better than this. No, like, he's a legend here.
Yeah.
Y'all can compare me. And I'm hearing a lot of Brandon Rush, too.
Okay.
A lot, too.
Okay. What do you know about him?
I'm just hearing that, like, he was fast, too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was fast and long, and he could shoot.
Yeah.
He was a smooth player. The reason I think that at least for me, you got those same long arms that Tyshawn had, but you play downhill.
Yeah.
You get to the basket, you know, and not every guard wants to do that. And that, to me, that feeds into that same dog mentality that we're talking about. You don't seem to be afraid of contact at the rim. Was that always part of your game, playing like that?
Oh, no.
Once you got bigger?
I was soft.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I was soft. I was scared of the paint. I didn't want to get touched or nothing like that when I was young at all. So I don't know how that came apart, but my dad always told me that I got to get to the free throw line. So
yeah. Could your dad hoop?
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you guys play together ever? Like,
oh yeah. We played together in like Leeds and Rochester.
Yeah.
We won everything in Rochester.
What kind of game did he have?
Similar to mine, but he was shorter than me. He could shoot the ball. He can pass, but I'm better than him now.
Yeah. Did he stop playing you once that came true?
Yeah.
Yeah. But he didn't stop giving you advice though.
Yep. Nope. Not at all.
So to bring it full circle now and get back to that dog mentality, what are some of the key characteristics of a dog in your opinion?
I would say heart.
Heart.
Don't let nobody tell you what you can't do. And I would say always think about your family.
Okay.
Those 3 things.
Okay, so I think when I think about a dog, I think about toughness too. And one thing I noticed with our dog that we got at home right now, if he gets something in his mouth, in between his teeth that he wants, he ain't letting go. You know what I mean? Like you can do whatever you want.
Yep.
You can shake him around. But he's not letting go. And that tenacity, that like seeing a goal and like this is mine, I'm not letting it go. Do you feel like that's a part of your DNA?
Yeah. Like we got right now. Like we finally got a road win. Like we cannot let that go. Like we gotta keep pulling it together.
What to bring it full circle with the team, you guys have been on an uptick here of late. It seems like things are starting to click a little bit. What do you think is starting to really come together as a group right now?
That we all on the same page, and we need that Kansas feeling back. You know, because I remember, I think it was Virginia game. Coach told us like this place will be fun, but when you guys start losing, place not gonna be fun no more. So we just had to really just lock in and just like bring this Kansas culture back.
How close are you with these guys? Because one of the things I do hear a lot about this group of players is that everybody's together. What's that friendship like? Especially since you guys have been here for a short period of time.
Yeah, I mean, we always together. We're always in J Cross room, and we always go to Texas Roadhouse.
Okay.
Those are 2 things that we do, and we just always just chilling in J Cross and Flory in them room.
What's the order at the Texas Roadhouse?
Oh, I get the BT. BT put me on to the order. The ribeye,
yeah.
Mashed potatoes, and green beans.
Meat and potatoes, man.
Yeah.
I like it. Well, Melvin, I'm gonna try it one time real quick. You know, if there's any tips you got for me with the bark, you know, what do I got to know?
I don't even know how to bark good. So. That's good.
I feel like the guy in that commercial, that insurance commercial, when he barks at his boss. Have you seen that? I'm like, this is inappropriate. What am I doing? But I want to tell you this. It's obvious the mentality that you bring to the table. And I think that Kansas. We're in the middle of the country here, right? This isn't New York or LA.
Right.
We're used to kind of what you talked about, being considered a smaller town and flyover country and overlooked. And so to have somebody like you with that chip on your shoulder, with that commitment to fighting for the team and for the program, that's why the fans love you here so much. And I hope you appreciate that you deserve that, you know. So thank you for your time. Congratulations on everything you've already done here at Kansas, and best of luck on what's – by the way, I didn't even ask you about this. You guys got a gauntlet of games coming up, don't you? February is going to be crazy.
Yeah.
What do you I guess I'll finish it with that. What do you think about do you get excited when you start looking at some of the names coming up on the schedule here in the next month and a half?
Yeah, I definitely get excited. You know, we got one of the best teams in the country. That's number one. That's in our conference. So, you know, that game's definitely excite us. You know, the BYU game. You know,
they're all gonna be tough.
Yeah.
You learned that by now, right?
Yeah, every game's gonna be tough. You know,
Yeah.
we can't overlook no opponent, but we just ready.
Yeah.
We're ready.
Well, hey, Melvin, thank you so much for the time. Congratulations on everything, and best of luck going forward.
Thank you.
Melvin Council Jr., man, what a story from Rochester, New York, to winning the hearts and minds of people at Allen Fieldhouse, the Cathedral of Basketball here at the University of Kansas. We'll see you next time on the Jayhawker Podcast. Thanks again to Xfinity and the University of Kansas Health Systems. See you next time.